here at Pristine. We're on hour 82 and Friday, and finally getting to do something that's not detailing oriented. And today we're going to be doing a rough country hidden light bar on this truck. I don't know if you guys have this same feeling, but every time I see a truck with a gaudy light bar right up on the roof, looking all cheesy, rusted brackets, I just think it looks really bad. I'm going to use different words, but so I'm not a fan of it, and we're actually going to install this one behind the grill. And I don't know if you guys also feel the same way. I don't like tacky rocker switches, especially in a nice truck like this with low miles, spec'd very nicely. We don't want to go drill a hole in a dashboard. Well, we're going to implement this whole system with a plug and play harness, and we're going to have a factory OEM GM off-road light switch is what they call it. So you're going to have an OEM factory button right where it should be, so nobody's even going to know. It's going to look killer. And the light bar, so as you can see, this truck's blacked out. It's going to hide. It's going to look real good, and that's the whole point of it. Before we dive into today's video, just want to remind everybody, please drop a like, share, comment, but please subscribe. I'm trying to pump out some good content. We're working on getting better every video. We're just trying to get after it. So what you're going to need today is obviously the light bar, which is this harness that plugs into the light bar itself, all the supplied brackets, and you'll need the factory GM off-road switch, which are becoming very hard to find. This one was purchased private party sale, so I'm going to say eBay, forums. I'm sure there's places to buy them, but you got to search for it. And then we have the Harness Doctor off-road lamp headlight switch. Basically just plug and play like everything he has. Everything's labeled, telling you what pin to go to. We got some D-pinning tools, so this isn't going to be a problem for us at all. And we'll do a nice, clean, tidy install, and you guys won't even know it's there. Alright, step one, we gotta get our fuse panel off. And this thing, kind of just give it a tug, and she just snaps right out. And we're just gonna unplug everything. Gotta love these GM trucks, they're just like Legos. And then we just gotta snap this out and replace our switch. Basically all you gotta do is just push that tab a little bit beyond. It's kind of hard to do. And that's it. But you want to make sure you don't break these holes, because then it's going to jiggle around. And then put the new one in. Then, as it was factory. So we got a little overzealous and we put the switch back in, but we actually do need this connector. We're going to take this connector apart. We're going to pull this. It's a locking tab to hold all your pins in, and we're going to install these new pins, route the wire nice, and then we have to join these in at the BCM to allow communication between the two components. And then this one is going to go, I believe, through the firewall. I'm just going to push down on these little things, get it up and onto the lock. So the way GM labels their connectors, they just label the corners, 1 to 6 and then 7 to 12. So we got to do yellow to pin number 9. And give it a tug, make sure it doesn't pull out. And then gray goes to pin number 6. Quick tug, does not pull out. And we'll mate this up nice. Then we just reinstall a locking tab. There we go. Put it back in, and we're done up here for real this time. Snake it through this hole we have right here, and it should put us in great placement to go right into the BCM. connector up here, which is right here. It's just going to be this brown X5 plug, which is right on the right hand side, up in the underneath the dashboard, right next to the e-brake pedal. And then we just got to remove this black detent thing. Alright, so basically you just have to go on each side of this, make sure the connector is raised a little bit, about that much, and then just follow the pin placement as followed, which is our yellow wire is going to go to pin number 5. So we have the yellow pin inserted in the pin terminal number 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got the pin lockdown placement. Push this locking tab back down. Pins are locked into place. Plug that back into the BCM. Then we go for this last connection. I can get it down. Swipe plug. Got the same style locking tab. Alright, we got that lifted up. And so this gray wire is going to go into the number 12. Alright guys, in order to pull that yellow wire through, there's no way we can do it from the inside, so we got to resort to going through the outside, but we're just going to put a little slice in this little nipple thing down here. Alright guys, so we have a snake wire pulled through. We're just going to get this set up to snake a wire through. Do a nice tight loop, pinch it together. We got to snake through. We just made the little slit in this nipple here, and we snaked this wire down because we couldn't snake like a soft cord. It's double layers, so make sure you got a little piece of metal to poke that through. Alright, now that the crappy part of the job's out of the way, we're just going to remove all the clips. We started removing some. If you don't have a clip tool, you can get one like a Harbor Freight, and that way you don't really break these clips. Alright, now we gotta remove these 10 millimeters, and I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of clips, a bunch of flappers, a bunch of stuff. See, this little detent pops down into this little channel after you take the 10 mil off. You just want to carefully lift it up ever so gently. And we'll do maybe some clips in here too. Alright, so we got our rough test fit in. It is touching a little bit right here, but the brackets for the 14 to 16 actually do work. So we have these shutters essentially, which close in winter time when the truck's trying to warm up, saves fuel or whatever. So we're going to do some modifying to this, I believe, because we don't want to fully lose it as part of the cooling system. So we're going to remove these lower fins, maybe trim some of this off, and essentially make a cutout, because we can notch some material out of here if need be. So we should be able to make it fit, because they don't make a kit for this truck right now. So, all right, guys. So we're kind of doing all the guesswork for you. Spent a lot of time thinking about how to attack this. So this essentially fills this little U shape, and it pretty much just mounts up, but these brackets are the same, so we have it mounted in a good location where it'll poke through the grill nicely. So we're just going to notch that out, make it fit, and then we'll have to trim these things off the end to get a nice flush fit on this. It is also going to add, I'm going to say like 1/8 of an inch of thickness to the overall height out, so we may need to do some further trimming, but I think we got a good plan of attack, and we're going to get this thing mounted nice clean install. This was actually much easier than we thought. These ones actually are only connected not even to the motor. They just run off these. We're gonna leave these on probably, but you could trim them. It looks like GM almost kind of gave you something like that, so you could do it. But basically now we just install this and then see if we need to do any further trimming, and which is just these pieces right here for the bracketry. It should be smooth sailing. Step one, after you remove the fins to get in this light bar to fit with the factory cooling fins, we're going to shave off these bottom lower two nubs, and then it'll bolt right up to this, and we'll see how it fits after that. Am I getting you? Alright, so we have clearance clearance on these upper two fins. These removed, a little bit shaved out here, and we just have to remove a recess for the bolts. We're going to tighten everything off it and then mount this up. It's going to be a nice clean install. I'm just going to notch these out, little half moon areas, be good to go. So we got this piece trimmed out. We ended up going a little bit bigger for our bolts. A little bit of shave there, notch on this side, shaved off the ribs on the lower two, the fins, and we also trimmed these down, just got a little bit better fit. We could have shaved the bracket, but I didn't want to expose paint. We just got to put it back up in here. So there's not much information. I'm putting a hidden light bar on this particular model, the 18 Silverados, and these are the factory fan flapper bolts. They're M6, probably by 1 or 1.25, just a U-bolt clip. And we grabbed some miscellaneous ones that are just a little bit longer, just so you get some more threads on it, since we are going to be holding up the light bar. The only thing I would say is pick up M6 by, figure out what size it is. I don't have a thread checker here, but you guys can do that at home. Somebody will correct me in the comments. Alright, we're going to go ahead, we're going to install the rest of these bolts, but as you can see, I mean, we might have to make a little bit bigger notch in there. Once we tighten it down, we're definitely going to have to notch this out more, but it's sitting flat on the top. We got plenty of threads. We'll go ahead, sock this thing down. We'll take this off, we'll buzz that quick, and we'll get a perfect fitment on it. As always, we had to trim again. We probably took a good 3/4 of an inch out if you were talking from that direction. About half an inch. Everything's still plugged in, factory plug and everything, so the flappers theoretically will still work. Temp sensor's still plugged in. Drop the light bar in and wire it up, and we should be good to go. That's awesome. Alright, now as far as for wiring it up, we got a relay right here. This came in the harness kit, which came with a lead, which is for like a ghetto switch. We're not going to rock that ghetto switch. So the only wire out of this particular harness, the black, the white, and the blue, the only one we need is this blue one. This is going to go to that yellow signal wire that we pulled through the firewall. So we're just going to cut these. I'm going to cut them a little over here and then just heat shrink them. I might deep pin it, I'm not sure yet. So you only need this blue one. You connect that up. Then you have your positive and your negative, which obviously just go to the battery, and then this goes to the actual light bar, this cord right here. So we just cut these two and mount this up, be good to go. the relay in the kit, there's not really a stud that's kind of easily accessible. Since it is just a relay, we just popped the retaining clip off this, and we're just going to put a zip tie around the end of this. So our first connection for the relay, we're going to go for the ground, and if you look down in there, there's a fender support bracket that mounts to the firewall, and it's a 13 millimeter. We're just going to loosen that up. We're going to put this behind it and then tighten that back up. That way it's out of sight, out of mind, hidden, tucked away very nicely. Right in the back of the fuse block in the engine bay, there's a power strap, and you just take off this. I believe it's a 13 millimeter. Take it off, put the positive right there, and we'll have positive going to our light bar harness now. Because all that yellow wire is a trigger wire, which triggers the relay to do its job. And we just tie all this stuff in nice after. Alright guys, so now we just have to connect the trigger, our yellow wire that we pulled through the firewall, to our blue trigger wire on the I'm pulling pretty good, those aren't coming apart. And we just heat shrink it. Alright, so we have our actual LED light bar harness. We're going to use the hood prop thing. Oh, these factory clips right here. And then you could zip tie it, you could kind of do whatever you want, but this is going to go right to where we need it to. So we're kind of just going to follow this. Looks like it pokes through there. So it's probably not going to follow that. And we just we went right in here, had another wire run down here, we went right through there underneath the lower headlight, and then we're coming out right here. It's no metal to metal contact. We'll just throw a zip tie around this right here just to be safe. We'll snug it up next to this headlight bracket. We'll coil up our excess, make sure not to block this hole because this is your clip for your grill. And then we'll just tuck these wires behind here, we'll zip tie something up underneath, make it all nice.
As you can see, working properly. So if you hold the new headlight switch for 3 seconds, it comes on. If you hold it for 3 more seconds, it comes off.
Alright guys, that's a wrap on the LED light bar install, hidden behind the grill. You can see it a little bit, but compared to having a big dookie thing on the roof of the truck, way better. No leaks you gotta worry about. Works, got a nice OEM button, no gaff switches or anything. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.